Gavin Dawson here at 105.3thefan.com. Welcome in. It's time for another daily debriefing. Has D-Wade done it? Is he back to ultra-hated status? Right here in the DFW sports scene, we're going to talk about that. How about Ja Morant declaring for the draft? I'm going to do it, G-Bag Nation. I finally decided, shoot, why not? I'm feeling very confident. I'd rather have Ja than you-know-who. Mark Cuban on meetings. And the latest with Bob Kraft's legal team and what they have in mind. Very interesting stuff. Let's start with Dwayne Wade, though. He says, I don't want to be the guy on the bench that at the end of the game, the fans are chanting, we want Wade, we want Wade. And it's very clear to a lot of Mavericks fans that is a shot fired at Dirk Nowitzki. There's just way too much history between the two gentlemen, so much acrimony. Dirk pretty much hates nobody. And I don't think he really truly hates Dwayne Wade in that true sense of the word. Dirk's got a lot of love in his heart. He's a very experienced and wise gentleman. But there's no doubting that during 2006, during 2011, a lot of things were said. Do you remember D-Wade and LeBron faking sick like Dirk actually was during the finals in which he kicked their ass, mind you? They're mocking him. Dirk's sitting over here sweating with 103-degree temperature trying to get back onto the court. Did they have any respect then? No. But what did Dirk have a month ago? He had plenty of respect when it came to D-Wade wanting to do his jersey exchange, and I'm taking a picture with all the legends. Plenty of respect then, D-Wade. A month later, I'm telling you, you know what? Pro sports is way too petty. And it is way too much driven upon respect, especially amongst the players, for me to accept that this was just some accidental move by Wade. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about it. BS, you weren't thinking about it. You know what you have been thinking about? The fact that the NBA is worshiping Dirk, and everywhere he goes, it is nothing but reverence and respect for the man. And you're sitting there watching SportsCenter hearing those "We Want Dirk" chants, and you're jealous, aren't you, D-Wade? Let's just be honest about what's going on. You know, for the longest time, I've tried to give D-Wade a bit of a pass because I think sports fans get way, way overboard with their passion and who they decide to hate. But this one, you know, I clearly think it's a man that lacks respect for the Diggler, and for that reason, that's it. You know, it was very late in his career, but that's the straw that broke the camel's back. In no way will I be giving D-Wade anything resembling a pass in the future. What else do we have going on? Ja Morant declaring for the draft, the sophomore guard out of Murray State. Listen, this is a playmaker's game, not a shot-maker's game. And that's what Zion Williamson is. Where is he in this NCAA tournament? Even though he had a star-studded group of teammates, he's out. Made it to the Elite Eight. Good run. And I know what you're going to say about Ja Morant, but if you actually watched his games, his big men were fat guys. Okay? He had one other good player on his entire team. They won a tournament game. And beside that, just watch the tape. Just watch what Ja Morant does. I mean, this is a game that's been moving more and more towards the perimeter. Who can get out here? Can you dribble? Can you shoot? Can you pass? Ja can do all that stuff. And Zion, while he is an athletic freak and incredibly exciting, and his ceiling is very, very high, if I had the number one overall pick, I'm taking Ja Morant. Let me ask you a question. What's Blake Griffin doing right now? Oh, yeah, the Pistons are sitting at 39 and 38. Do you think Zion's going to be as good as Blake Griffin? Are you sure he's going to be better? Well, here's a guy. He went to the East. He went to the Detroit Pistons, and he can't take over that East. LeBron found it very easy to take over the East for over a decade. Here's Blake Griffin, what I believe is the most likely long-term path for Zion Williamson, what I believe his ceiling is. Blake's shooting it at 35%. He's averaging 25 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. And that is good for one game over 500 in the East. I'm sorry. It's a playmaker's game, not a shot-maker's game. Who's the triple threat? And Ja Morant is clearly that. You know, I saw in the NCAA tournament this year, they are once again breaking the record for most threes made, and last year they broke the record for highest three-point percentage. It was 40% for the entire tournament. Here's what happened. Since 2016, when Steph Curry and the Warriors took over, coaches, players, everybody became a lot more three-point conscious. The analytics are proving it's ridiculous to take long two-point shots. Who can make threes? It's Ja, and it's not Zion. So if you want to project that into Zion's future, that's fine. But I'm not in the business of saying, I think this guy who has spent I don't know, 13, 14 years playing a game is suddenly going to develop this talent, this skill. Shot making, you know who could do it at 12 years old? It was like Troy Aikman talking about quarterback camps that he used to go to. The quarterback of the future, the guy that's going to be college, he's the one at 12 years old throwing frozen ropes 40 yards downfield to wide receivers. Okay, three-point shooters are the guys that when we were 10 years old found a way to step back beyond the free throw line and drain them. Right? And it didn't require coaching education. It didn't require parents telling you what to do. It is fine motor, hand-eye coordination. Who can throw it in the basket? Who can throw it over the plate? This stuff is instinctual. It's in our DNA. And I'm not going to, sure, yeah, some guys like Jason Kidd, if you spend an entire 10, 12-year NBA career focusing on proper form, set, let me catch, let me shoot. Hey, look at that. I'm a decent three-point shooter. Beyond that, shooters are born and not made. Cuban on meetings. You having a meeting today at work? Look what Cuban's saying on Business Insider. He says, I'm not coming to a meeting unless you're going to write me a check. He said, businesses, you need to look around, count up all of the man hours, multiply it by, whatever you got to do for their wage or their salary or whatever. And then there you have it, your cost per meeting. And it's ridiculous, especially with some of these things going 30 minutes, 1 hour, hour and a half. How much money are you wasting? Just pick up the phone and give the guy a call. Thank you, Mark, for saving us from horribly boring meetings. The Robert Kraft stuff, his attorneys are saying, look, these guys, they were looking at a felonious human trafficking investigation down there, the authorities, the Orchids of Asia Spa, and they went way above and beyond in their attempts to gather evidence. There was no evidence of human trafficking, but they said, you know what, we're going to put some surveillance equipment there. They sent in a fake health inspector into one of the rooms and had these hidden cameras, and the whole investigation came together like that. I don't know. I guess it's worth a shot for Robert Kraft that he's doing whatever is possible to extricate himself from a legal situation, and hey, that's all our rights. If the NFL gives him a pass on this massive embarrassment, though, it'll be another embarrassment for the league. Let's rock out, and I'll see you at 10 o'clock at 105.3 The Fan, the G-Bag Nation. Till next time, you've been debriefed at 105.3thefan.com. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, by the way. Man, that's heartbreaking still.